In the book of Moroni, chapter 8, verses 4 through 6, it says, And now, my son, I speak unto you concerning that which grieveth me exceedingly, for it grieveth me that there should disputations rise among you. For if I have learned the truth, there have been disputations among you concerning the baptism of your little children. And now, my son, I desire that ye should labor diligently, that this gross error should be removed from among you. For this intent have I written this epistle. So this is Mormon, the prophet Mormon, writing a letter to his son, Moroni. And Moroni is recording it here, and he's talking about how there has been disagreements in the church, theological problems in the church. And this happens a lot in the history of churches and also in just human history. Well, people disagree about doctrine, and it's hard to know what is the real doctrine and who's the authority. The only way that these issues are resolved is if there's a clear structure for the church, if the people within the church are unified to the point where they recognize and respect that structure, and there's clear paths of communication. You need all three of those, and without all three of those, churches are going to fragment within a generation or two. The early Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints did not have a clear structure when Joseph Smith died, and it fragmented. And then later on, when Wilford Woodruff published the Manifesto, people didn't respect the structure, and they fragmented again. The church fragmented again. And then also, sometimes when communications break down and you start to get little local beliefs, like in this Book of Mormon time, one of that is they started to baptize their little children. And it's just an interesting thing that you'll notice throughout history, that in order for a church to function well, for several years, it needs a clear structure, it needs people to respect that structure, and it needs clear paths of communication. And then that has several implications. So if people are apostates or heretics, it threatens the structure of the church, the continuance of the church as a unified body, and those individuals often should be expelled or should leave on their own, which is more common, so that the church itself remains pure, remains adhering to the doctrine that it's supposed to. So yeah, those are just some thoughts about the structure of churches that I've gotten from reading scriptures and studying history.